Hey guys, David here from German Tech, and it has been 6 months since the iPhone 6 was released. It's hard to believe that, but that is actually a true fact. So, living up to its name, I have decided to do a review of the iPhone 6 6 months later. So, let's do some comparisons, camera tests, and more. So if you look at the front of the iPhone 6 first, you'll see is a clear pane of glass. And if you look at mine, you'll see that mine actually has a few cracks on the bottom right corner of it from when it was dropped a few weeks ago. And it also has some scratches on the screen. So this Ion X glass does not hold out the best out of all the glass I've seen. At the top, you just have a ringer and your FaceTime camera. At the bottom, your Touch ID and home button. Take a look at the back of the phone, you'll just see Apple logo, iPhone, and then some specs. And then at the top, your camera, LED two-tone flash, and a microphone. One of those 3 microphones that Apple includes on this phone. And then you'll see 2 antenna bands for the antenna coming out through the aluminum case. On the top, there's nothing. On the left, there's your ring mute switch and your 2 volume buttons. And on the bottom, you'll have a headphone jack, another microphone. You'll have a lightning port and your speakers. And on the right is your sleep wake button, which is actually surprisingly well to reach, although sometimes it is too high for me. To protect this phone, I got 3 cases. First, I got this vegan aluminum fit case in space gray, which has plastic on the top and the bottom and aluminum in the middle, and then just protects the sides of the phone. Also, I got a red Pong case, which improves the reception and adds a soft touch feel to the back of the phone. Then, of course, the ultra famous OtterBox Defender for iPhone 6. I also got an armband for the iPhone 6 for workouts, and I'll link all 4 of those things down below. So now let's talk about performance. So I ran 3 tests on this. I ran the Geekbench 3 test, the GFX Bench 3.1 OpenGL test, and the Cam Speed test. So first, let's talk about the Geekbench 3 test. So for this test, for a single core score, it got 1,568, and for a multi-core score, it got 2,781. And that rolled pretty well above all the other Apple devices. It rolled above the iPhone 6 Plus and both of them by just a little bit, like around 20 or 30. It also rolled above the iPad Air and all of the other devices, but it was behind some of the other average iPhone 6 models that they had. So next, let's talk about the OpenGL GFX Bench 3.1 test. So for this test, the ALU2 test, it got 1674. For the driver overhead 2 test, it got 600. The driver overhead offline test, it got 1238 frames at 20.6 frames per second. For the texturing test, it got 2268 mtexels per second. And the off-screen one, it got 2921 mtexels per second. So finally, let's talk about the cam speed test. So I ran this in 4 different environments. I ran it in a normal lighted environment, a very high lighted environment, a low lighted environment, and a very dark environment that was lit only by my computer screens. So first, in the normal light test, it got a 318 rank and a 563 score with a 400 score for flash. For the low light test, it got a 964 rank with a 394 score and 225 score with a flash. For the dark test, it got a 1113 rank with a 357 score and 212 score with a flash. And for the highlight environment, it got a 359 rank with a 545 score and a 380 score with a flash. So finally, let's talk about battery life. So in my testing, the iPhone 6's battery life was not very good. It has a 1810 milliamp per hour battery, which is bigger than the iPhone 5s, but it does have to supply the bigger screen. So you could say that it is about the same battery life as the iPhone 5s. So on a normal day, I would use this phone mostly around 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock p.m. with a little bit in the middle of the day. But it was very not impressive, going only to about 10% at the end of the day, where I expected it to go to about 30 or 40% at the end of the day. When I use it lightly, then it still has about 30% left, but when I use it on the weekends heavily, then it usually dies at the end of the day. Also, in the video test by trustedreviews.com, because I cannot run video tests on myself, that takes too much time. It lasted 10 hours with SD video, which was an hour more than the iPhone 5s, but one less than the Galaxy S5. So that completes this review of the iPhone 6 months later. My final verdict is that yes, this is a great phone, but by the time right now, you should just wait till September when the iPhone 6s comes out, or just get the iPhone 6 Plus with its better battery and better camera. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.